we have this equation to, inequality now, because the difference between equation and inequality is that so you can just group the first equations and the last two. So okay, let's okay, I would like to get rid of the radical sign. Okay, how negative the x over becomes positive x, so negative 4x plus x makes negative 3x, and fixed numbers. Okay, they're like, you can have now we have 4 or negative 5, 2 and 7. Remember we fixed numbers, but with inequalities, you can have like all the factors. The answer is like just.
Well, this playlist contains lesson series on algebraic expressions. Even though it somehow covers previous and prior grades math topics, it is mainly intended for grade 10's learners. Lessons in this series are conducted in the form of a problem-solving process, where I first give a summary of topics followed by a detailed solution of exercises. The solutions are done in the step-by-step fashion, having students in mind. Okay, algebraic expressions are, I call it the idea of expressing numbers using letters of alphabet without specifying their values, the actual values. Okay, so the basics of algebra taught us how to express an unknown using letters of the alphabet such as A, B, C, or X, Y, Z, etc. These letters are called variables. An algebraic expression can be a combination of both variables and constants. Any value that is placed before and multiplied by a variable is a coefficient. Well, now let's first talk about what is an algebraic expression. Okay, by definition, an algebraic expression is in mathematics is an expression which is made up of variables and constants along with algebraic operations. When I say algebraic operations, I'm referring to the sign, the addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. Okay, the plus, minus, times, divide symbols. Expressions are made up of terms. For example, we have like this expression here, which would I explain. Okay, this is a mathematical. This is called a mathematical expression. Okay, we have like 5x plus 7 equal to square root of 2. 5 here, because 5 stands before the variable x. 5 is called coefficients, and then this is 7. This is a constant term, just a constant. Okay, so is also square root of 2 a constant. Now I'm gonna show that over here. We had like 5x plus 7 equals square root of 2. So 5, because it's stand up before x, okay, before the alphabet, the letter x, this 5 will be called coefficients. Okay, when a number is in front of the letter which is a variable, okay, it's called coefficients, and then x itself, the letter, the unknown in this, is a variable, and then 7 is constants, because they are fixed numbers. 7 will remain 7. It cannot be 7.1 or 8 or 6. 7 is 7. So is square root of 2. Okay, those are fixed values, fixed numbers. Okay, so now the whole thing here on the left is called an expression, and then on when you say an expression, two expressions separated by the equal sign, it forms what you call an equation. That's the difference between expression and equation. An expression is just like 5x plus 7 or square root of 2. Those are mathematical expressions. But now when we see the equal symbol between the two expressions, this becomes an equation. Okay, and then the terms of these expressions are 5x, 7, and square root of 2. Okay. Well, now I would like to talk about the types of algebraic expressions. Note that there are 4 main types of algebraic expressions, okay, which includes monomial expressions. Monomial expressions when it consists of only one specific term, like let's say 4x. This is a monomial, okay, and then binomial expressions is when it has like 2 terms. We can say like 2x squared minus 5. We have a term here 2x squared is a term, okay, and negative 5 is also a term. The 2 makes 2 terms, say binomial. The prefix bi means 2. And then another is a trinomial expression. This is when the expression consists of 3 terms, like let's say x squared minus 8x plus 15. Okay, so this has x squared is a term, okay, negative 8x is a term, 15 also a term, and then all these 3 terms together is an expression, but specifically it's a trinomial expression. And then we have also what we call polynomial expressions. Poly means many. Okay, so note that both binomial and trinomial, they're also polynomial, but specifically we call these binomial. This trinomial and polynomial can be like with as many terms as possible, like it can be like x to the power 3 minus 4xy plus 2x minus 7 plus, let's say, y, z, etc. It can be, you know, poly means the prefix poly means many. Okay. Well, now we're going to talk about some formulas, important formulas. There are specific formulas that we use to solve some special algebraic expressions. One is like when we have like a plus b squared. This is called the perfect squared because they both a and b are within the bracket raised to the power of 2. We can use this formula to solve this expression. Okay, a plus b raised to the power of 2. This can be equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and then a similar one, a minus b raised to the power of 2. This is equal to that, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Note that the difference between these two expressions, like it's just by the second term with a positive here, it's positive, but with a negative, that's going to be negative. Okay, sometimes I write the two expressions like I write them like a plus minus b raised to the power of 2 equal to a squared plus minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, note meaning that when it's positive over here, it's going to be a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and when it's negative, it's going to be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, and then we also have like this is called difference of two squares. Okay, a squared minus b squared. Okay, so this can be equal to a minus b times a plus b. And then also we have like the sum of, a plus b raised to the power of cubed. This is a perfect cube, and this is equal to a cubed plus b cubed plus 3ab open bracket a plus b, like that. So we can use this formula. And then with the negative also, it's given by that. Okay, and then a cubed minus b cubed can be this is a difference of 2 cubed, so we can do a minus b in the bracket, and then a squared plus ab plus b squared, and then a cubed plus b cubed is the sum of 2 cubed. Here's the formula. Okay, those are basically some important formulas you may need to know to solve to quickly solve some algebraic expressions. Now, sometimes if you don't like memorize those formulas, especially the sum of the perfect cube here, you can do, you know, when they say a plus b cube, this is the same as a times b. Okay, a times b, a times b. Okay, it's a plus b times a times b times a plus b. What did I say? Okay, I mean a plus b times a plus b times a plus b. Okay, and then we can fold it and expand it and simplify. The answer will be this in this case, and then we have that also. In this lesson series, we covered the basics of algebra, such as rational and irrational numbers. Okay, we first start with the introduction. This is the introduction of what are algebraic expressions, and then we talk about rational and rational and irrational numbers. They are the two main subsets of the real number system, which we learned from previous grades. And then we also talk about a search between two integers and rounding off decimal numbers. Things like if we look for a number like integers, let's say if you have like a square root of 7, so now we need to determine integers that are on the left and right of 7, okay? Things like that. And then we also talk about interval notation. Sometimes we said like the solution is like x is lesser than -5, or x is greater than 3, stuff like that. And then with the number line as well, like when we say like -5 and then 3, but let's say greater than or equal, so let's say the solution will be there and then that, okay? That's interval notation. And we also talk about multiplying algebraic expressions. So this is why we use the distributive law, okay, when we expand things like, and then we also expand and simplify algebraic expressions. And we also talk about a product that leads to the difference of two squares, when we end up with things like something like x squared minus 4. You know that 4 is a square number. This will be like x squared minus 2 squared, and then we said the difference of two squares is this, okay? And then we also talk about the perfect squared. You saw the formula, those things like a plus minus b raised to the power of 2. This is equal to a squared plus or minus 2ab plus b squared, okay? And then we also talk about taking out the highest common factors, okay, when we factorize expressions. Highest common factors from what we learned in the previous grades will be applied here now with algebraic expressions. And then we talk about the difference of two squares. This is similar to 0.7 here, product that leads to difference of two squares, but just the other way around. And then we talk about factorization of trinomial, and then we did so many factorization, many type trinomials, factorization by grouping, sum and difference of two cubes, and also we talk about algebraic fractions, and finally algebraic fractions that involve factorization, okay?
Because it's 98 to the power of x. 98 of it's 2, it's like this. 2 times 49.
Okay.
The power of x. So the power of x is 4.
Oh, it's going to add that.